Today, I would just like to offer some insights from my PhD thesis, which looks at how the RCCG, the Redeemed Christian Church of God, which is one of Nigeria's largest and most socio-politically influential Pentecostal churches, engages with development in a way that compensates for the state's development failures. And so to begin with, the term Christian social responsibility, that's kind of the focus of this presentation today, is central to this concept of development theologies. And development theologies very much are well defined within the phrase. It's how theologies are leveraged to justify a church's engagement with development processes. So okay, so Christian social responsibility is the RCCG, this church, its take on corporate social responsibility. It's blending its understanding of how a church has responsibilities to local populations in terms of charity and development with the corporate organizational structures that the church finds itself to possess today. And so to give a background, so Nigeria, which is the home country of the RCCG, has a population of roughly 200 million people, and it's growing steadily each year. The RCCG's membership is actually around 10 million members. And so it's one of the largest Pentecostal religious organizations on earth. In terms of Nigeria's religious breakdown, half of Nigeria identifies as Christian, and the other half of Nigeria identifies as Muslim. And so where development comes in particular is that Nigeria has high poverty rates, especially in the north, which is traditionally Islamic, widespread illiteracy, and also widespread inadequate health infrastructures, which significantly affect the quality of life of the general population. So this is a picture just to kind of offer some insights into the scale of religious communal engagement in Nigeria. So this is actually the main auditorium of the RCCG, and it seats 3 million people. And so this, I think, offers insights into just the influence in terms of how many people engage this church. And so just to offer some background to this concept of Christian social responsibility, launched in early 2018, CSR, as it used to be known by the church, it was corporate social responsibility. But in March 2018, the church rebranded this as Christian social responsibility in an effort to kind of take back that idea of CSR and rooted as a uniquely Christian social action enterprise. CSO oversees the church's engagement with Nigerian development planning. The highest official within the RCCG is the special assistant that manages CSR, is a special assistant to the general overseer of the church on CSR. His name is Pastor Iliyomade. The general overseer of the RCCG in terms of its structure is the chief official. And in 2019, CSR, the church invested roughly $20 million in charity and development projects in Nigeria in regards to CSR specifically. And so today I would just like to very quickly highlight a couple of the tensions that have to inform this concept of CSR. So when it comes to how the church leverages theology to justify its engagement with development, one of the immediate considerations that comes to mind is development about salvation, or is it about developing the state? And which is very interesting in the sense of Matthew 25 in the Bible, which is a chapter in the Bible in which Christ says, you know, when did you visit me when I was in prison, when I was sick? Did you help me when I was hungry? Did you feed me? Matthew 25 is the main passage that the church cites. And so the church has a very interesting understanding of how salvation takes precedent, but also it has a responsibility to the Nigerian community to engage in development and to essentially promote heaven on earth. And also there's the question of who should benefit. As this is a Christian church, its services, are they to prioritize being delivered to church members? Are they to be given exclusively to Christians, or should they be given to Muslims? And so this is another interesting consideration when it comes to a church of this scale and magnitude. Who does it prioritize benefiting? In terms of the biblical basis for professionalizing the church's development work policies, one of the interesting factors here is this idea of transparency. In a number of interviews that I did, individuals cited how some high-ranking pastors in the church don't like to report about their CSR activities because the Bible says that what your left hand is doing, don't let your right hand do that, or don't let your right hand know what's going on. But when it comes to being able to attract donors, the church believes that it needs to promote transparency and keep a record of its developmental engagements. Also, in terms of the church's mandate versus the government mandate, gets back to that simple idea of the church has a mandate to evangelize and the government has a mandate to develop. And then when it comes to organizational fraternalism, it's just this idea of, is this development about benefiting a specific group or a much larger group, generally speaking. So that's my presentation. And thank you so much for your time. And thank you, Dr. Wagner, for the opportunity to present today. Thank you.